Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimra Andasya Jnananjala Chalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Dadati Swapadatikam He Krishna Karuna Pate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishamanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Emacha Patitanan Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Panchatadesatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Come on, all of you. Full energy. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare. Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama, Rama
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare Krishna. So welcome all to the last but one day of our level 1 18-day program. So very quickly, what did we see? We spoke 14 chapter, 3 modes, 15 chapter. Now you all are going to tell me, what did we see in the 14th chapter? If you'll tell fast, I'll have time for story. Okay, tell me, what did we see?
About the three gunas.
Very nice. So material nature and 3 gunas, the 14th chapter and 15th chapter. What did we see? You recall? Or we saw banyan tree. So what does it denote?
Purushottam Yoga, about God's abode, Krishna's abode.
Purushottam. Okay, that's nice. So the trees, how we just keep navigating. How do we cut the tree? With our knife? With an axe or blade?
Acts of detachment.
Acts of detachment.
Very nice. The acts of detachment. Very beautifully said. 16th chapter. Does anyone recall what we saw yesterday? And what is Arjuna's question?
Of demon and qualities of divine.
Exactly. Very beautiful. So, very, very beautiful. Today, let's see what is the continuation of that chapter. That's basically the 17th chapter. So, as usual, Arjuna is now telling. So, we spoke about various things, right? If you go back to the 11th chapter also, Krishna is showing the Virat through 400 form and 200 form, and Arjuna is confused. Which one is correct? Now, right now, Krishna is telling so many things. So, Arjuna is asking, what about unauthorized worship? See, we all said we understood. So, now I'm going to go back for a quick line. What is Asura? What is Sura? This links this chapter to that. So, who is an Asura and who is a Sura? Who's a devotee? Who's a demon?
Someone who studies Shastra is divine, Asura. And who does not is Asura.
Is it demonic if it doesn't read? Very beautiful answer. Now, Arjuna is telling, okay, there will be one set of people who's neither here nor there. Mostly we have the doubt, okay, Shastra hai, 2 years back we never read. You people, all of us probably in your case, probably even 2 months back you would have probably not followed Shastra. So what about people who are unauthorized worship, right? So Krishna is answering that the 3 modes which you are in and the percentage of modes. See, modes are not like 35, 33%. It's not like, income tax slab. It's all going to be overfledged, right? So it's not like red color, like I showed you, right? Each mode represents a color. Goodness is, okay, do you remember goodness is what color?
White.
Hari. And passion?
Red.
Red.
Ignorance?
Black.
Yes, so it will never be a hardcore shade, right? It will all be like an overlap. It will be like red on top of it, little bit of white, a little bit of black. So there are multiple shades, right? So basically, primary colors, even in among colors, is three, but the combination results in innumerable colors, right? So just like that, the combination of three modes results in multiple qualities and characteristics that determines the fate. Now, food in the three modes. So what happens? Who eats what kind of food? Very important point. I'll spend a little more time there. Sacrifice, that is yagnas you do in three modes. What are the three types of austerities we do? So, and charity. So charity, we thought we're just giving money or whatever. Even charity has three modes. And finally, Om Tat Sat, and we will see that also in detail, right? So Arjuna said what? Oh Krishna, what is the situation? Oh yeah, please, on to you all. You all read. Please read. Can you unmute yourself?
Arjuna said, O Krishna, what is the situation of one who does not follow the principles of scripture but worships according to his own imagination? Is he in goodness, in passion, or in ignorance?
Hare Krishna. Ema Mataji, nice. Yes, surrender. That's true. So basically, yes, this is the confusion. Which mode is he if he follows and does not follow? Basically, he does not follow the principles as per scripture, but still, we see they are all very divine. They go to temple. It confuses what it should be. So let's see what Krishna is telling. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Traividhi Bhavati Shraddha Dehinam Swabhavaja Satviki Rajasi Chaiva Tamasi Chetitam Shrinu.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna to all devotees. The Supreme Lord said, according to the modes of nature acquired by the embodied soul, one's faith can be of three kinds: goodness, passion, or ignorance. Now hear about these.
So,
According
still a
to
little bit is there. Now, yeah,
17.3, would I continue, Mataji?
Yeah, please continue.
According to one's existence under the various modes of nature, one evolves a particular kind of faith. The living being is said to be of particular faith according to the modes he has acquired. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you so much. Very beautifully read. Hare Krishna with all the mess which I was doing. So what he says, the modes acquired by the body, right? Automatically you develop a mode. How do you develop a mode? Already there are modes in the body. Like for example, you all are sleeping. All of us are sleeping, right? When we get up in the morning, each of us have a different mood, right? Not mode, but mood. Okay, what I should do? Okay, I have to get up and work. Mummy will think I have to make food. We will think if we have planned a movie with a friend, we will think of the movie straight. So each of us, as soon as we wake up, there is a preset mindset each of us have. All of us are not going to get up in the morning and tell, okay, this is a time for us to do yoga, right? Each of us do differently. Like that, after death, when they are born, each of them are born with that particular mode, which gets activated the moment the birth is set. This took me very long to understand. So that's why I'm taking you all directly here. So if you have a doubt, please raise your hand. We'll resolve it through or type in chat. So I will answer as and when I'm taking. So immediately what happens is, okay, I am born with a particular mode, passion. So that will motivate me. Okay, I have to get up. I have to get first rank. I have to drive. I have to, like yesterday we saw, do it, just do it kind of a concept. Those kind of things will do. Ignorance, so forget it. Yeah. Snooze button hai. Forget snooze button, stop button hai. So we'll get into that mode. So this is automatically set based on the nature. That indirectly also develops faith. So somebody in a mode of goodness will have a lot of faith in God and ignorance will not have. So what are they talking about? Karmi. The karmis, typically rajas, politicians will all be on the category and their destination, supreme destination. If they've done a lot of karma, positively they'll reach Swargaloka. And somebody who's a jnani will be in the, the rajas quality we told is karmi. Sattva quality, we are going to see the jnanis and ashtanga yogis and all that. And they will reach the Brahmajyoti. And bhakta obviously is in Sutta Sattva because anything to do with bhakti is transcendental, right? Yajante satvika devan rakshara yaksharaksham siraj jashaha pretan bhutaganam chanye yajante tamasajana. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Men in the mode of goodness worship the demigods. Those in the mode of passion worship the demons, and those in the mode of ignorance worship ghosts and spirits. Hare Krishna.
So Hare Krishna, we already read, right? Yanti Deva Yata Devan. Those who pray demigods will reach the demigod. Pitra Vataya, whoever prays a Pitra will go. So what are these? Let's go one by one, right? What is Pretan? So Pretan, all of us know Swarga, that is heaven. But that's a very high standard. You have to do a lot of punya. So normally someone with an average or an above average punya will reach a loka called Pretan Loka, which is above us, which is Pitru Loka, right? So Pitru Loka. So what happens is we are like this. There is a soul. We are covered by the gross body. But the soul and the gross body, between that, there is something called subtle body. So the gross body is made up of Panchabhutas. What are the Panchabhutas?
Earth, air, water, ether,
Absolutely.
earth.
Five.
Correct. So Bhumi, Apo, Nalo, Vayu, right? So these are the five things come. So earth, water, fire, ether, and air. Now that's a gross body, which you can see me, right? Subtle body you can't see. So now subtle body is covered by Mano Buddhi, Ahankar. That is mind, intelligence, and Ahankar is false ego. That covers. So if the body, when death happens, the body goes, there is no covering of this, false ego and three, which is a subtle covering, we'll go to Goloka. But unfortunately, we have, that is why we keep taking bodies. Interim period, till we are born, what happens is there is one more body which acts in between, which is more grosser than our subtle body, but subtler than the gross body. You see, 1-2 layer has one more layer. With that body, we will go to Pretan Loka. So what he is telling is, whoever prays demigod goes to demigod world. There also get a special body. Whoever is doing all black magic goes to hell. So you get a special body to be tortured in hell. And this particular one is, the typical category, politician, jing bang, and all that comes in that category. So now, please go ahead. So let's see the austerities.
Hare Krishna. Those who undergo severe austerities and penances not recommended in the scriptures, performing them out of pride, egotism, lust, and attachment, who are impelled by passion, and who torture their bodily organs, as well as the supreme soul dwelling within, are to be known as demons. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Okay. First and foremost, the blind topic which will come. Oh my God, Ravana is such a religious guy. Yes or no? Have you heard? I've heard a lot of them telling, oh, Ravana is very religious. You have no idea. Hiranyakashipu, oh God, how much of austerities is done? Yes or no? Where are these austerities? Yeah, where are they written, these austerities? It's not there anyone. So everybody can decide on their own austerities. First of all, who gives us the right to torture the body? Do we have the right? We have absolutely no right in terms of torturing. Yes or no? You just don't have the right. Then why are you even telling that I will do this to my body? Because you have the bodily platform. Body belongs to me. I can torture the body. So all this is not only torturing yourself. Remember, there is a Paramatma inside. You're torturing Paramatma also. This is what I was saying, chanting. Yajantis. We finished this. Sorry. Krishna, what is this? Okay. Now this is very funny. I have to stop this. So now we are moving to what's called the food, which is cooked in various modes, right? So what does the food do by getting cooked in various modes? Okay. Just give me 1 second. Yeah. So what are we going to do if the food is basically going to be in different modes, and why would you call that, and what classification the foods have? So typically, this is a very important area. So I used to eat spicy food. I'm Telugu, so I'm right. So we eat spicy food, and I was traveling to Germany. After coming back, I had very normal food, bland food. So everyone said that there's a problem with me. Arey, what happened to your tongue? You're eating so bland. No. So I started thinking, arey, I have problem. This is the problem when we don't read Shastras, because what is a problem and what is not a problem itself we don't. Right. So let's read what Shastra says. Yes, please read.
Hare Krishna. Foods in the mode of goodness increase the duration of life, purify one's existence, and give strength, health, happiness, and satisfaction. Such nourishing foods are sweet, juicy, fattening, and palatable. Foods that are too bitter, too sour, salty, pungent, dry, and hot are liked by people in the modes of passion. Such foods cause pain, distress, and disease. Food cooked more than 3 hours before being eaten, which is tasteless, stale, putrid, decomposed, and unclean, is food liked by people in modes of ignorance. Hare Krishna.
Basically the marriage food, South Indian marriage. So I don't know how today's trend of marriage food has become different that I have started seeing even non-vegetarians started getting served in the marriages, right? And this is the food which is very bland, palatable, very tasty, very healthy food. So the first one, very nice treat for the eye as well as for the body. Now, what I told, this is mode of goodness. Mode of passion, everything is burning. Tongue is burning, stomach is burning, right? And the way you have to eat it, they will eat 1 cup of ghee. What happens to the ghee? It gets burned because it's so spicy food. Today's trend is all refrigerator food. 2 day, 3 day, 4 day. I know people who keep coffee decoction for 10 days. If you keep water for 10 days, have you seen? You will have a very greenish kind of a thing. The water becomes a little, I don't know what, there's a very different texture of the water. So imagine, I don't know what will happen to coffee if it's going to stay. And what will it do if it's in the stomach? So these are the things who are mode of ignorance, right? So, so they're just showing various foods, which and all can represent various things. So cheese is also one set fermented one. 17.11.
Hare Krishna. Of sacrifices that sacrifice performed according to the duty and to the scriptural rules and with no expectation of reward is of nature of goodness. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So the sacrifice performed according to the duty to scriptural rules, and you don't expect. So sacrifice is yajna. You don't expect a reward. Example, you're chanting. How many of you all have started chanting? Has anyone started chanting here?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes,
Mataji.
So do you tell, if I chant, I will get 2 marks extra. So I'm going to chant 1 extra. Even bribing chanting?
Mataji.
No?
No.
You don't do that, right? But if you see, people go and pray demigod, especially Ganesh. I will get an increment of 50,000. I will give you a 5 rupee coconut, 50 rupee coconut. As if Ganesha is short of coconuts and he'll feel very happy with a 50 rupee coconut. I don't see a logic in that. Neither the Shastras say that. So this is, the first one is the, without reward is mode of goodness. Now, if you want to do a particular activity for a benefit, which I told just now, I want a 5 lakh increment, I'll give you a 50 rupee coconut. Or you do a pride, just to show off. So many of them have this Durga Puja and all, Friday Puja. They call friends and, they want to show off that becomes passion. And anything which is defending the scriptural injunction, which is classically, can you tell me from the picture, who is this?
Ravana and Shiva.
No, not Ravana. Bhashmasura and the Shiva. So Bhashmasura prays and Shiva comes so much that he keeps cutting his body, and literally he was finally decided to cut his head and keep. Shiva is, is very kind-hearted. So he comes and asks, what do you want? And he says that I want a benediction that whomsoever above their head, if I keep the hand, they will get, completely destroyed. So the moment Shiva gives this benediction, he immediately wants to try this on Shiva. Why? Because he's impressed with Shiva's wife Parvati. To conquer her, he wants to kill Shiva. So have you ever seen anyone, right? A friend tells you, I will give you the notes. I'll give you my record book. You copy and come. You come home and cut her record and burn it off so that she gets less marks. Would you do something like that? Ekambara, very nice, 16 ranks.
No,
Hari.
Mataji.
No, right? So why am I saying is, that is what these people have done. They've taken the benediction and worked against it. After this, you would have known Mohini Murti comes and resolves the issue, right? Deva Dvaja Guru Pragnya Pujanam Sauchamarjavam Brahmacharyam Mahim Sacha Shariram Tapa Uchyate.
Hare Krishna. The austerity of the body consists in this: worship of Supreme Lord, the Brahmans, the spiritual masters and superiors like the father and mother, cleanliness, simplicity, celibacy, and non-violence are also austerities of body. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Austerities of the body is consisting of worshipping Brahmin, spiritual master, father, mother, all of them, right? So cleanliness, simplicity, celibacy, non-violence are also the austerity of the body. So body means one is worshipping and also maintaining the body and the mind clean, right? So these are all coming under things. So when you talk about non-violence, it is not just attacking a person. It is also yourself. The soul needs Krishna. And if we don't give that to soul, the Krishna, then we are actually doing a wrong thing. Right? Hare Krishna. Anudvegakaram vakyam satyam priyahitam chayat swadhyaya abhyasanam chaiva vanmayam tapa uchyate. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Austerity of speech consists in speaking truthfully and beneficially and in avoiding speech that offends. One should not recite the Vedas regularly. One should also recite the Vedas regularly. Sorry.
Very natural, Mataji. What we are doing only will come. No, so we are not reciting, it's coming out. No, just kidding. Thank you. So first one, we spoke about austerity of the body, how we should be. Now it's speech. So we should speak truthfully, but it should be not offending. I'll tell you an example. So my, there was a relative of mine who had got decent mark, like 80%. And she had come to my aunt's place and she told, I got 80%. You should just say congratulations, right? My aunt told, oh, really? Very nice. But my daughter got 90%. Is that required? Is it required to give that extra information?
No.
She's speaking the truth only, but is it required? Not required, right?
But in
So
material world, it is required.
In both the worlds, it's not required because it is not a motivation. It is demotivation for someone who's got 80 mark, which already got it, right? If you are just working on some of the tests and you can tell that, okay, you got 80, you should try. My maid itself got, you can tell. But austerity of the speech means you should be speaking the truth, beneficial, and avoiding speech that offends. It's not required at all to tell things which are not relevant, right? Somebody, like for instance, many times we see, it's truth, she's not lying. It's the truth, right? Somebody would just come and tell, many times I've noticed an incident where they will be coming and brooding over, telling that, I had a lot of problem, I am short of funds and all that. And that time only somebody will come and tell, oh, really, I got a slipper, it's like 5,000 rupees. You can buy a slipper, it can be 5,000 rupees. You're speaking the truth, but it is not required at that point in time. You understand what I'm telling? So being honest is very different. It does not mean you have to be like verbatim on every single subject. Right? So can anyone tell me who's in this picture? And someone can read the text.
Sukadev Goswami.
Sorry?
Shukadev.
Very nice, Sukadev. I used to get confused with Krishna because this looks exactly like Krishna. Just one second. So very clearly, purity of thought are austerities of the mind. Serenity, simplicity, gravity, self-control, purity of thought are the austerities of the mind. So we saw body, we saw speech, now we are seeing mind. So mind, simplicity, you have to have self-control, which is why we fast during Ekadasi, because we are controlling the mind. Now you'll be telling, Mataji, we are in Kali Yuga, why should we think pure? I can think of killing that fellow. My boss is talking bad. I felt like taking the tumbler and throwing it on his head. Very true. You will not be offended. Nothing will happen. But the fact is, your mind, your thoughts become action. So whatever you meditate on. So if you feel you are meditating on Krishna, you'll get Krishna's name. If you feel that you, just simple logic, I'll tell. If you don't use bad words, but in the mind you keep thinking of that bad word, trust me, one day it will come out of your mouth. Yes or no? Have you tried it? It's happened for me also.
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
It's very natural. You will not want to use it. You will think you should not, but you will have your weakest moment. It could be either like for me after 9:30 p.m. is the weakest moment of me, or you may be angry and that becomes you will just spill it out. Maybe the other person doesn't hear, but you will hear. It will come out of your mouth very soft. So why I'm telling you is purity of thought is so important because you'll land up doing things which can be dangerous for you as well as the other person. Shraddhaya paraya taptam tapastatri vidyam narai apala kankshibir yuktai satvikam pari chakshate.
Hare Krishna. This threefold austerity practiced by the men whose aim is to benefit themselves materially but to please the Supreme is of nature of goodness. Hare Krishna.
This threefold austerity. So what are the threefold austerity? So basically, what they are talking about is all this is parikrama. Parikrama is going around. So Vrindavan has a parikrama where people go around the Govardhan hill. That's called the Govardhan parikrama. Vrindavan is the temple when you walk on the roads. Mayapur parikrama it's called Navadvip. It's called 9 places, 9 what do you call it? 9 islands, small ones, and people take the boat and go. So it's the Dweeps are small islands, right? So this is done by boat. You can't walk in water. So all these are austerities. And why do you call the 3-4 austerity? Because it is not to benefit themselves, then it's goodness. If the idea is to, like, these are examples, right? So if the intention is not to benefit yourself, then it's fine. But if it has to, let's see what it says. Satkaramana pujartam tapohambena chaivayat viyate tadiha proktam rajisim chalam adhruvam. Hare Krishna. Yes.
Hare Krishna. Those ostentatious penances and austerities which are performed in order to gain respect, honor, and reverence are said to be in the mode of passion. They are neither stable nor permanent. Hare Krishna.
Classic example is your Vinayaka Chaturthi. What's the size of your Vinayaka? Oh, you got only 1 feet. I have 5 feet. Oh, in my entire road, I will make a 50 feet, Vinayaka. And finally, what do you do to that Vinayaka after the 10th day? Visarjan, you go drown him. Why would you want to pray and drown him? Right? There is a lot of very non-understandable logics behind this, right? So what they are talking about is these are done largely to gain awe and reverence for yourself, not for the Lord. So if you see most of the time, oh, yours is big, mine is even big. It happens during Navaratri time also, right? I will do, for beauty is fine, for dedication is fine, but most of the time this is around showing off your own strength. Right? So let's read the next. Muda grahenatmanaya pidaya kriyate tapaha parasyot sadhanatam va tattamasam udharitam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. And those penances and austerities which are performed foolishly by means of obstinate self-torture or to destroy or injure others are said to be in the mode of ignorance. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
So anything, Hare Krishna, thank you so much. So anything which is done with the idea to torture yourself, right? This is like I just told Hiranyakashipu and all that. It's not there in the Shastra. They're all supposed to be in the mode of ignorance. Datavyam iti yad dhanam diyate nupa karine deshe kale cha patre cha taddanam satvikam smritam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. That gift which is given out of duty at the proper time and place to a worthy person and without expectation of return is considered to be charity in mode of goodness. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Very classic, Hare Krishna, like how you give a japa mead or Hare Krishna or a Bhagavad Gita to the right person. So Prabhupada always tells that you should, and especially Nishtha Prabhu implements this. He says never give Bhagavad Gita free, because if you give for free, it will become your paperweight. Bible was given for free and people started using it as a paperweight. That should not be the purpose of the book, right? So you should have value. So you should give it at the proper time, place, and person. Hare Krishna. So that without expectation is goodness. And example is, can anyone tell me who's in the picture?
Krishna.
Vasudev, Krishna.
Krishna is fine. Who's next to the cradle in green color dress?
Vasudev, Vishwada.
No, the man who's holding the child.
Nanda Maharaj.
Nand Maharaj.
Hare Krishna, very nice. Nand Maharaj. Yashodama is next to him. Yes, Nanda Maharaj donated 10,000 cows on his birthday. He didn't expect anything. He just did that. And these cows are jeweled. It's not just random cows. They are very jeweled and very decorated ones. Right? So it is very important. Now let's move to this. Yattu pratyupakaratmam palam uddishya va punah diyate cha pariklishtam tadhanam rajasam smritam. Okay. Imagine this fellow is posing for the photo. Is he very happy posing? I'm very poor. I'm a beggar. I can't provide food. Let me just give you a post and put my photo in the front page of Facebook. Is he feeling that? Is this so-called beggar feeling that? Yes, no? I told you, if you don't reply, I'll sleep.
No, Mataji.
Right? So it's a very bad situation when you put somebody, right? Now he can tell no, but can he? He can't, right? Because he's having this financial obligation to just give him a post. Yeah. So you see this, mostly I see there will be a picture. You may not even have a picture of your family, but there will be a picture of a small child in the house. And when you go ask them, they say, oh, I am contributing for the child. You would have never seen the child. You would have never, which is nice, you're donating. But why do you want to publicize that? And the child becomes big. Do you want to show to the entire world, this child I sponsored and he's become a doctor because of me, he or she? It's not required, right? And this classically happened during COVID times when we all, and this is a story time in, time out, I keep telling. So we had made food. So we had 2 huge apartments, few of us had joined. We had a huge vessel where we could drop in, we had specific item. We had idli and we had white chutney. So we had dropped, and sambar, right? So we had dropped in, you could do whatever. You could do idli or you could just do sambar, you could do only chutney, fine. So people who did actually contribute just dropped in there. But people who didn't, it was that floods time in Chennai. You know, they were coming and taking selfies next to the sambar. I have no idea what they were. I'm sure these are all pictures for the Facebook, which will tell them that they are, you know, actively involved in social service. You know, these are just publicity. Here is doing something. Adeshe ekalayad dhama nanam apatrebhyascha diyate asakritam avajnanam tattamasam udyahritam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, and the charity performed at an improper place and time and given to unworthy persons without respect and with the contempt is charity in the mode of ignorance. Hare Krishna.
This poor fellow wants drug, drinks, alcohol. Can we give him? He's like literally begging. He's sitting on the floor. Should we? No, Mataji. Okay, thank you. Yeah, very nice, Agresh. It's none Baba. Why can't we give him money? Is it worth? Wrong person, wrong time, wrong purpose, wrong place also, right? So these are the kind of things which we should stop. Before we move to Om Tat Sat, which is going to be the tougher part of this particular chapter, do you have any doubts in this chapter? This is also a part of that chapter, but I'm just asking. Any doubt in this chapter? Yes, no, don't know. Mataji, we all slept off before you slept. Or Mataji, you slept off in the class that we didn't understand anything. You were sleep talking. Some reply. Beyond 10 seconds of silence, I will really sleep. I'm very capable of such things.
No question, Mataji.
So, yeah.
No doubts, Mataji.
So let's go. Hare Krishna. Let's go to Om. Can you tell me anything which starts with Om? Any shloka?
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Hare Krishna. Very nice. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Very nice. And thank you, Agra Nisha Prabhu. Please repeat what I don't know, Mahaprabhu. You have to write. So Om, right? So Om is the beginning. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, you told. Anything else? Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate was Greek and Latin to me about 6 months back. But I just realized every shloka before they start, everything, this is said before any puja, whether it's a yagna or temple worship, this particular prayer is sung. Then what else with Om?
Om Bhurvuvaswaha Tatsavitu
Very nice.
Varenyam.
Om Bhurvuvaswaha. Anything
Mahamrityunjay
else?
also. Mahamrityunjay.
Om Bhurva.
Om Trambekam Yachamahi Sugandhi Pushti Vardhanam.
Okay.
That one.
Okay. Very nice. So the list goes, and this is used to indicate Supreme Lord, but in the Brahman feature, which is the energy form, right? Every Vedic hymn will start with Om. It's a must. Everything, right? So someone read this.
Previous slide was not read, Mataji.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So sorry. Yeah, please read.
Hare Krishna, from the beginning of creation, the 3 syllables Om Tat Sat have been used to indicate the supreme absolute Brahman. They were uttered by the Brahmins while chanting Vedic hymns and during sacrifices to the satisfaction of Supreme. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. So Om Tat Sat is purely Brahman, not the Brahma Jyoti, but talking about the absolute truth, right? So of that, I told you Om represents the Brahma Jyoti. So let's go further and see what the rest represents. Yeah, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji. From the beginning of
Hare Krishna.
creation, the three words Om Tat Sat were used to indicate the supreme absolute truth. These three symbolic representations were used by Brahmins while chanting the hymns of Vedas and during sacrifices for the satisfaction of Supreme. Hare Krishna Mataji, quoted in the
Hare
Bhagavad
Krishna.
Gita 17.23.
So he says, from the beginning of the creation, the three words always existed. It always meant absolute truth, right? The three words, I wanted you to repeat what it is there because very, very important point. So which is why I wanted. So this has been there from the beginning. And all these three words talks about the absolute truth. And they were used by Brahmanas when they were chanting. So let's hear one by one what each of them have. So we're going to start with Om. Yeah, please read.
Hare Krishna. Thus the transcendentalist undertakes sacrifices, charities, and penances, beginning always with Om to attain the Supreme. Then Mataji, can you read this
You
one?
can't see?
O,
Yeah.
O,
Okay.
this one. Read,
O
please.
iti etat Brahmano. Okay, so basically Brahmanodi Naima. Normally they say, right? This represents what? It's from the Veda, and concept is it represents a Brahma, which I told you the Brahman thing. So what does Om actually mean? Om actually means Vishnu. Maybe the second part you can read.
Mataji, AG Veda. What is that? In the braces, it is written in the first.
Oh no, the four Vedas are there, na? So they're just we'll not touch that for now. Yeah, you can just go.
No, Om means Vishnu. It is placed at the beginning of Vedic hymns to indicate the supreme goal.
So what we said, it is placed at the beginning of Hare Krishna, the beginning of the Vedic hymns, right? So Om, we just now did so much of Om. Om always means Vishnu, and it is always placed at the beginning, and always it is to attain the supreme, right? So it is a trans. So this is largely done by transcendentalists, right? So they pray Om. All these jnana yogis and all focus on this. They'll tell Om, Om. I instantly met someone who says, I do meditation. And I asked, what is meditation? I was telling you all, right? So he said that meditation means getting the junk out of your head. Very true. But how can you get the junk? It's like permanent junk. Tattvam Asi, right? Represent. Yeah, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji. One should perform sacrifices, penance, and charity with the words that Tat. The purpose of this transcendental activities is to get free from the material entanglement. Tat Tat Tatvam Isi. Tat describes detached work for the sake of liberation. These activities are done with the disregard for material results.
Hare Krishna, very nice. So one should perform sacrifice, penance, charity with the word Tat, right? So everything which is done, they use the word Tat, Tattvam Asi. This is the word, and it is from the Upanishad, Chandogya Upanishad. What is the purpose of this, right? You want to be free from material attachment. So, see, there are four things: Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Dharma means religiosity. Artha means you do all your work, all the work, economic development is Artha. Kama is desire. You're satisfying yourself, self-gratification. And moksha is liberation. So all the three, which is dharma, artha, kama, leads to your liberation. Why? Liberation from the material attachment. You don't want to repeat the cycle of birth and death, right? So that represents detached work for the sake of liberation. Moksha is the aim. I should work detached. I have a wife, I have a child. Won't I get involved? Yes, you will. But the idea is you do it as a duty, but don't get attached. Which is why if you see a lot of people, example is Dasarath, when he saw one gray hair, of course he ruled for 60,000 years, but then when he saw one gray hair, he decided the next day he will make Rama the king, and he decided he will retire. But today you tell me, in my deathbed also I will give instruction to my son, grandson, about how to run. Right? That has become this today's situation. There is no detachment at all. And all the activities done, not only the work, but all will disregard the material results. They will not bother about results because you're just thinking of a larger aim. Okay? So let's move to the next. Hare Krishna. Yeah, please go ahead. Now we saw Om Tat, we're going to see Sat, which is very important. This
Hare
is
Krishna.
tough.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna. Please
Mataji.
go ahead.
The absolute truth is the objective of devotional service, and it is indicated by the word Sat. These words of sacrifice, of penance, and of charity, true to the absolute nature, are performed to please the Supreme Person, O son of Pritha. Sat Iva Samuya. Sat means eternal. Activities done for the service of Lord reveal the true spiritual nature. In such activity, the performer of the action becomes eternal. The activities are aimed at the eternal, and the benefits of activities are eternal. Hare Krishna.
Very good. It's like scratching the head. When I first read this, and I understood this only in level 2. That is why I said I'm going to spend about 15 minutes for just this. So the absolute truth is the objective of devotional service, right? So objective of absolute truth is Krishna. He is the object of devotional service. He is an important person, right? Through him only we are doing the devotional service. That word is represented by Sat, right? The word, sacrifice, penance, charity, everything should be done only to please the God. There is nothing called pleasing yourself. You will not please yourself. Your focus will be to please the Lord. We just saw, except for mode of goodness, mode of passion and ignorance is largely about pleasing yourself. This is Sat Eva Saumya. Saumya means eternal, right? Saumya, this is also from Chandogya Upanishad. Sat means eternal. Eternal means permanent, right? Activities done for the service of Lord reveal the true spiritual nature. Whatever you're doing for the sake of Lord is spiritual. I'll give you an example. I was telling when I watched Mangalarti, the jewelry which Krishna was wearing, right? ISKCON, have you all been? Have you seen? It's so heavy that I was more attracted to that. So I thought it is material. But even if you're buying a earring or designing a earring or just watching that, that is also spiritual, because whatever is linked to Krishna becomes spiritual, right? I just gave you this as an example. Such an activity, the performer of the action becomes eternal. So I am, let's say, going and buying a earring and giving the particular activity is also eternal. I'm chanting, that becomes eternal, right? All these are activities. And the activities are aimed at eternal. I'm chanting for what purpose? Even I buy a gift for Krishna, what purpose? It is going to add to my benefit, right? To my kitty. What kitty? To the bhakti kitty. So this time, let's say I've done 25% of bhakti and I die. Next time, I will not start with 0. I'll start with 26%. Now, does anyone have a bank balance and they say that if I die in my next birth, I will start with 1 crore if I had 1 crore account? Is it possible? Yes, no. Anyone who's a multi-millionaire?
No, Mataji.
Right? No.
No.
No, Mataji.
So bank balances are material and it ends, whereas the spiritual one are all eternal and gets carried forward. Right? And the benefit of the activities are also eternal. Just by doing the activity is also eternal, aiming that whatever you're doing, that is eternal, and whatever benefit we are carrying forward. 1728, very beautiful closure. Yeah, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna. But sacrifices, austerities, and charities performed without faith in the Supreme are non-permanent. O son of Pritha, regardless of whatever rites are performed, they are called asat and are useless both in the life and in the next.
Hare Krishna, very nicely, right? And this is very simple, right? Sacrifice, austerity, charity, I do not have faith, but I'm just doing it, right? For example, passion, they may just do it to attract the crowd. So anything which is done is not permanent. They won't be able to keep up. And whatever is the right they have performed, they call it asat. Sat means eternal, asat means temporary. They are useless not only in this life, but even in the next life. Right? So let's have a quick revision of what we read. 17.1, Arjuna is inquiring about unauthorized worship. People are worshipping as per their own concoction. Krishna is telling the 3 modes will decide on the faith of the person. Then the 3 modes decide on the khana, food type. The 3 modes decide on the yagna, what you do, right? Whether it's to bodily hurting myself or whether it's austerity. Then 3 kinds of austerities: body, mind, right? We saw that body, speech, mind and speech, all this are the austerities which are very important. So mind we follow, Ekadasi, body we try and bend and respect the parents and all that. Fine speech, very, very important, austerity of the mouth speaking. And then charity also we saw, right? Charity to the right person is good. Bad person can become ignorance. So it's very important. And we also concluded by Om Tat Sat, where Om represents the Omkara, the Brahmajyoti feature, and it talks about the beginning. It is there literally in everything. Tat represents, the activity, and it is more to do with the Paramatma feature, right, of the Lord. And Sat refers to the ultimate, which is eternal. Action is eternal, person is eternal, the purpose is eternal, and everything is eternal. Hare Krishna, with this we are ending this chapter. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha atitanan pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha anantakoti vaishnaviche Srila Prabhupada viche Namacharya Haridas Thakur viche. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I hope you all have all completed the quizzes and are ready to roll into level 2. Is it there? Because we will be announcing level 2 shortly. And you will get a link. I request you all to clear that so that you all can go. Mohandas Prabhu, are you aware of the level 2 process or no? I think, sorry, forget more. Sorry, Prabhu, just 1 second. Who is my other host? Pravina, you're there? I can't see you. Pravina Mataji? Okay, she's left. So Mohandas Prabhu, you're the only one. Do you would you like to brief them for 2 minutes process of level 2 today, or you want to do it today, tomorrow?
You can do it today also, Mataji. Yeah.
Sure, Prabhu. I will come back to the story. I'm going to give you all a minute break so that Mohandas Prabhu explains. I would request you to do this. Some doubts. Okay, where do we? Yes, Mohandas Prabhu is going to answer. I'm going to be back in a minute. Yes, Mohandas Prabhu, please take over. I'm going to be.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna devotees. So I just see one question in the chat box, which is where we have to take the quizzes. Anyone can answer this? I mean, has anybody in this class taken the quiz already or not?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So can you explain? Yeah, can you explain from where you took the quiz?
Yeah, actually the link is given where we are getting the classes link. The link are also given for the quizzes. So we have to register over there. Yeah. And then like the chapters are given accordingly, we have to complete the quizzes like chapter 1, chapter 2. Correct. So likewise, we have to complete each chapters of the quizzes.
Exactly. So, Prabhu, the quiz links are already being circulated. So you can take the quiz from, you can answer the quiz from that, clicking on the link. Even otherwise, you can go onto the website, ISKCON Mangalore website. Then you will find the courses, and then you can do the level 1. English, and then when you type the login, if you log in with your credentials, your email ID and your password, then it will take you to the level 1 courses. Then you can from there click onto the quiz again. So you have 2 options. One is that the link that is being circulated in the WhatsApp group, or otherwise you can actually access the website, and from the website also you can log into you get into your account, and from there also you can answer your quizzes. Okay, Prabhu? You can see tomorrow we are completing the 18th chapter, and maybe you'll be given a day or 2. So before that, you just complete the quizzes. Okay? So you can take, I think, maybe 2-3 days and complete the quiz. As you complete the quiz, you can even download your level 1 certificate. Okay? So as you take the quiz, in case you have any challenges or anything, please contact the admin in the WhatsApp group, and admins also will help you. So as you take the quizzes, if you have any challenges or you have any doubts, anything, you can just post a message in the WhatsApp to the admins. So they will immediately attend to that. So I request all of you to take the quizzes. It's on the website, so it's a particular, we have a platform. So on the platform that you can take the quizzes. Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So once we complete the quizzes, means all the 18 chapters, so the certificates will be distributed online itself, or?
Yes, it will be online, Mataji. As you complete the 18th chapter, then you can click download the certificate. You will get that.
Okay. And one more thing, like level 2, I have registered in the morning for the level 2 and I am being added in the group.
Excellent.
So like the links will be like given as level 1 only in the group for the classes, right?
Exactly, exactly. So they will announce when the actual classes are going to start according to your preference.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
So for the level 2 one, it says that it is going to be normally on the weekend. What is the duration, Prabhuji? Approximately 1 hour, 2 hours, or?
Yeah, usually it is an hour, Mataji, like the classes we had now, but usually it's an hour.
Okay.
Yes, of course, you be prepared maybe about 15-20 minutes. It may extend.
That is fine, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to generally get whether it's for 2 hours or 1 hour class or something.
The classes are normally scheduled for 1 hour, but then likelihood of it get extending because the devotees may ask certain questions, clarifications. It benefits everyone, no? So
yes, definitely. Prabhuji, so this holds good for both Bhakti Sadachar and Bhakti Shastri. Both of them are the duration of 1 hour only.
Bhakti Shastri is high level, so that you will have the all the courses are usually for 1 hour only. It is scheduled for 1 hour. All the courses in ISKCON Mangaluru is scheduled for 1 hour.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Because there are 2 courses you would have seen. Bhakti Sadachar means they don't have any exams or anything. So it is just for you gain knowledge about Vaishnava etiquettes, then about how a devotee should behave, all those things. You will you will understand that in Bhakti Sadachar. So in the level 2, actually, it will be a course like this. Then you will have to take some tests at the same time. They will mark the attendance, and it is like a properly structured course, so that at the completion of that, you can elevate yourself into level 3, level 4, Bhakti Shastri, and all that. Okay. Hare Krishna.
And that is how long is the duration, Prabhuji? In the sense, like if it's a Bhakti Shastri course, is it for, like how we have the first set now, like for 18 days?
So level 2, you can think, you can consider it to be around 3 months or something. You can, it will all be announced to you, but I am just giving you an indication.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Any other doubts, any questions? Hare Krishna. So
I am very impressed.
Yeah.
I'm very impressed with the kind of questions which are coming. I didn't expect that. Please take
this group has been really good, I think, Mataji. They're very interactive and ask very nice questions.
That is very true.
Yeah.
So that is why I'm keeping myself up. And also I should have put these lights much before, right? Like very dull. So I would want to give you a choice. You can hear one story you will know. One is, do you want to hear the love story of Arjuna and Subhadra, or would you want to listen to the story of Krishna and Radha Rani's pastimes in her angry mood? It's called the Man Leela. Man Leela is mine, so she's very angry. So which one? Please don't tell me both. I won't have time. So neither will you.
Krishna and Radha. Rani Mataji.
Okay. Very nice. You all have saved Mohandas Prabhu, because I have been telling this love story of Arjuna so many times that Prabhu will be thinking, oh my God, this is too much. Okay, so I will tell you the
hear
Radha
it
Rani
any
story.
number of times, Krishna's Leelas.
We're going to start Hare Krishna. Okay. So as I said, I'm going to talk to you about the Man Leela, and the Man Leela, this is very much in the shores of Vrindavan. Right? So we all know Vrindavan is the place where all Leelas take place, and Man represents to the mind. And this is one, and anything to do with Man Leela is wherein Radha Rani is in the angry mood. See, these are moods which are done and for pastimes to give the flair. So it's not that genuinely she's angry, because if Kama Krodha, if any of this is there, so we just read, right? Lust, greed, anger, these are all the gates to hell. So how can it be that, she's angry? So these are all transcendental anger. So even Hanuman went and burnt Lanka. So is he such a tempered person? No. Anything against a Vaishnava or the Lord, anybody can actually revolt. Actually, we should revolt, right? So what is it they are talking about? So let's go back to the Manlila, the main purpose which you're waiting. So what happened is Radharani, she's like really, waiting for Krishna. Waiting for Krishna, so well dressed, and so she has some gopis who really dress her well, and she's waiting for Krishna. And Krishna is actually on the way to meet her in a particular place in Vrindavan. And what happens there is he on his way meets Chandravali and engages in a conversation. So who's Chandravali? Chandravali is also Radharani's cousin. And more than that, how does it work is the Radharani's love and Chandravali's love are almost same. The only one marginal difference, obviously nobody can reach Radharani. Radharani used to tell, I belong to Krishna, and Chandravali used to tell, Krishna belongs to me. So that was the alpha difference, right? So otherwise they were more or less same. So what was happening is that Radharani was waiting, and while Krishna was talking to Chandravali, obviously there is a time delay and all that. And when she gets to know this, how does she get to know? Krishna himself tells off, and therefore when she gets to know this, she's so upset, she's so angry, and obviously there will always be so most of the time people come and gossip, right? So before Krishna tells, somebody comes and tells her about this, and she's very upset, she's very angry, and she tells, I want Krishna out. I don't want to meet Krishna. I'm done waiting. Happens to us, right? When we really are waiting for somebody's phone or call, and you get through them after difficulty, and they say, hello, I'll talk to you later. You get so upset, you feel like, why did we even call the person? Yes or no? Have you experienced? I have. Sometimes I think, why should we even initiate a call? Right? So that kind of a feeling, and she's so angry that she immediately told them to send them off. So deep inside, she didn't want that, but she did execute the plan. So there are two Sakhis so there are many Sakhis, but main right hand and left hand of Radharani. One is Lalita and Vishaka. Lalita would always favor Radharani and strictly follow what she tells, and Vishaka would always favor Krishna. So this is a time when Krishna is coming, and Lalita is wanting to follow instructions of Radharani, and she very loyally goes to Krishna and tells Krishna, you're not going to be here, please leave, right? You're not going to be a part of this, you're not going to meet Radharani. She's very angry and upset with you. And Krishna is, oh my God, Lalita has come, so what can I do? And I don't know how to manage. And he's upset, and by then Vishaka takes him off, and she says, I have an idea. Definitely Radharani is very upset. There is no way you will be able to meet. And my idea is, please come. I will dress you up like a gopi, and I am going to take approval from Radharani to bring one more gopi to tell story or whatever, to sing. And so Krishna goes to the waters, takes bath, and Vishaka Sakhi dresses him like a very beautiful princess, like gopi. So this is not Mohini Avatar, it's just Krishna in the female form. And he comes, and she tells that, Radharani is not even seen. So she tells Vishaka, Vishaka tells, I've just got one more gopi, is it okay? She can tell stories, she can sing very beautifully, she's very nice, she can help you, she can dress you well. All the promotion happens. And Radharani immediately says yes, not even with the intent to encourage something, but she just wants to keep that going. So immediately he comes, and he in the form of she comes, who looks exactly like a girl, so beautiful. In spite of being a girl, Krishna in whichever form is so desperate, so attractive, and is getting impressed. So Krishna goes to Radharani and tells only one thing, starts singing, tells story. Completely her mood shifts. There is no way Radharani mood can shift except for Krishna. And she gets so impressed, and immediately she hugs her. Right? The moment she hugged her, she realized, oh, this is Krishna. And this entire Leela is called Manlila. And these are a lot of pastimes which happened in Braja. These are pastimes which you will all see when we all go to Goloka. And when I say Goloka, I'm not talking about the one which is located within Bharatvansh, the one which you saw in the Goloka chart, which is the Vaikuntha planet, highest planet. This is 50 yojanas above the top. It's a topmost planet, and 50 yojanas, in above, the Vaikuntha. It's the same Vaikuntha. Within Vaikuntha, it's 50 yojanas above 50 crore yojana, not 50 yojana. And that detail is given in Brahma Samhita for reference. And so there we can see a lot of these pastimes, and each pastime is roughly one muhurta, which is about 40 odd minutes. So we can all relish that. And as you're coming, I also get to know a question as to why Krishna did not marry Radharani, because Radharani is Antaranga Shakti. So the actual version is that Radharani being Antaranga Shakti, there is no difference. So there is this Chaitanya Charitamrita shloka. Radha Krishna Ekatma Dui Dei Dari Anyana Vilasarasat Ashwadhanakari, which means what? Ekatma, it's just one Atma with two bodies. So one cannot marry themselves. This is one. There is also a version that some of us who've been very greedy and very, not greedy, I would say, very questionable as to why they didn't marry. They have, so there is marriage which has happened for Radharani in one of the Brahma, there are multiple universes, and one of the universes, Brahma gets them married, is also a version of the story. But the point which is to be highlighted is very, very important point is, whatever we think in our material life world, right? We think marriage is the ultimate, very different in spiritual world. Here, servant is the lowest. We will not respect servant, but in spiritual world, servant is the highest. Servator, Hanuman is the highest. So what we think and what we have opinion is all within our mind. And to understand Krishna, we have to see bigger and a larger picture. So we'll start seeing that as you all grow up various levels, and we'll continue our Krishna consciousness. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, everyone, and devotees will meet again. Hare Krishna. I want to tell you all missed the Arjuna story. Trust me, it's really good. So when you'll come to level 2 or level 3 or level 4, if I'm taking classes, I will definitely tell. So remind me that. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Any
Hare
doubts?
Krishna.
Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Ananta Kodi Vaishnav Vijay Srila Prabhupada Jai Namacharya Haridas Thakur Trey. Hare Krishna. Ajay Babu, I have no problem giving my WhatsApp, but the problem is I am so bad that I will not check a single message. I will not reply. So if you need any admin help, I would request you to take Mohandas Prabhu's number. If Mohandas Prabhu is okay, he will share the number, and he is more responsive. Otherwise, I am like absolutely horrible. So horrible that Nishtha Prabhu himself says, will you take my calls? So,
I given my
Mohandas
number.
Prabhu's number is right. Very nice. So please make a note of Mohandas Prabhu's number. It will be very nice. And, I always tell one thing. It's like the celebrities, it's just an example, are always nice on the screen. When you get closer, they are horrible. Horrible means not that they are bad, but their reality is different from their picture, right? So, so that way, why I'm telling this is sometimes, people like us are very nice for that 1 hour. After that, we have such bad habits that we don't look at the phone. So look at, even now the phone is there. I'm trying to look, I can't figure out who. And 10 o'clock, oh, it's like midnight for me, and I will crash. I will forget about the calls which has come to this. I'm like really bad at this. So I should admit that. Unfortunately, I have not improved because I have not even made an attempt to improve. So that's the reason. So I have no whims or fancies. So you can go ahead. And I'm looking forward for all of you.
Lot of classes. She's busy that way. That's the thing. She's been trying to be so humble.
Trying to mask my shades. As I said, modes are bad. So he tries to project as if I'm in mode of goodness. And I will also tell, okay, Prabhu, thank you.
You are in mode of goodness.
And thanks to Mohandas Prabhu, because he's been my admin throughout. Whichever class, whether it starts at 6 o'clock or 4, he is a very beautiful admin. Thank you so much. If you all have any feedback, anything, thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to stay through. Tomorrow we won't have time. It's a long chapter. We will still do this. But if you would like anything which I can improve, I hope these sessions were value add. As I said, now Nishtha Prabhu's class is like every time he tells substitution for his class, my heart skips not just one beat, but many beats. So thank you so much for the patience. And is there anything I hope you gained, and Prabhu is not being able to come for the sessions because Prabhu is working on the temple. We are having a soft launch on Sunday and a Ratha Yatra on Saturday. It will be of great endeavor and help if you all are all near Mangalore. Please welcome. And I'm going to be coming to Mangalore. I am coming Saturday morning and leaving Hare Krishna. And mine is Radhika.
black color
Hare Krishna. Simran, your voice is going in and out. And so is yours, Archana.
Mataji, not mine.
Not yours. Oh, Archana, your voice is going in and out. I don't know whether you're even talking to me.
Mataji, thank you so much for the classes.
Not at all. Pleasure is mine.
You
Thank you so much.
explain things so well, and you put in small stories here and there, which makes us even more interesting to attend your classes, and we really look forward for the class. You have a very nice
Thank you
way
so
of
much.
capturing the audience. So it's like, we are glued to it
Oh.
completely. Oh, Radhika Mataji is there. Yes, we need to attend it. So it's like that. Thank you so much for explaining it, Krishna Leela, so very well, and making us more and more interested in learning about him. It's really very good to hear about Krishna.
Thank you so much, Raj Lakshmi Mataji. That is the power of Krishna, right? It's not me, it's just Krishna, where he naturally gives, it's like, like attraction. So Krishna, the most attractive thing is Cupid, Pradyumna. And what's special about Pradyumna is he would attract only the same gender. Like the Miss Universe will get attracted by some guy, right? Many guys. But Miss Universe will not be attracted by a cow or a cat or a dog. But Krishna is so attractive that everybody gets attracted. Whether it's a cat or a dog or a cow or an elephant, everybody, gets attracted. So is Krishna Kada. So you'll be wondering, why am I talking about Krishna? Because there is no difference between his name and Krishna. So when I say Radhika, I have to be present here, right? But Krishna is the moment you say Krishna, he is present here and there and here. So Shravanam, which means hearing, is the biggest thing, and we're all blessed with that. And thank you so much for such a beautiful journey. Thanks to Nishtha Prabhu for getting occupied with temple work. So I get to speak Bhagavad Gita after a really long time. I'm getting this chance again to talk, address 18 days. And thank you so much. Hare Krishna. I will be back tomorrow. But having said that, I thought tomorrow being a lengthy chapter, I would request you all to have a paper and a pen tomorrow, because there'll be a small, not test, self-assessment, which you don't have to share with me. It's for yourself. Okay. Don't run away. It's not an exam. So don't have to worry, but please bring your pencil and paper so that you will be able to calculate whatever you have.
Do we start a little early, Mataji? Because tomorrow is a long chapter that you're mentioning. Do we start a little early?
Yes.
Maybe 10 minutes or 15 minutes?
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I WhatsApp Nishtha Prabhu also. Is it okay if we start at 8:30? I'm just worried about the sloka recitation. How do we do that? And I'm not even there on Friday.
We could start the shloka recitation and finish it by 8:30, and 8:30 we could start the class.
Totally fine. So 8 o'clock we are doing Krishna book reading. Same link.
Okay.
Do you want to do 7:30 to 8 shloka, 8 to 8:30 Krishna book, and then this? How do we go about? Because Krishna book is not the same students, right? There are other students, so we can't change the time. Thank you so much for bringing this up. So, or what we can do is, shall we straight away enter the chapter, 18th chapter at 8:30 tomorrow, and we will do the sloka recitation afterwards if we have energy and patience to wait, or 7:30 to 8 you can have sloka recitation. What do you all suggest?
I think 7:30 to 8 we could have the recitation, Mataji. I'm sure by half an hour we should be able to finish it. And then 8:30 we can start our class.
No problem. No problem, dear. Because even if you're stepping 5 minutes this way, no problem. I will be the only same face for Krishna book also. So no, not an issue. Right? So we can always manage. So thank you so much. 7:30, please organize. And please put in all groups so that 7:30 to 8 we'll have sloka recitation. And it's a long chapter, so I don't want to keep you all holding till 11. So we'll again connect tomorrow. And thank you so much. Hare Krishna, everybody. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mohandas Prabhu. And thanks to all of them. Thank you so much for coordinating sloka and everything. Please convey my thanks to Chitra Mataji if she comes tomorrow. Otherwise, Pravina Mataji, thanks to you for being a savior. Hare Krishna. I'll end the meeting.
Ekambara
YouTube live.
Prabhu.